Today is the 1st of February 2024, and this will be our 44th video on some possible questions. Okay, we are looking at some past papers, and then after that we'll do some more topics. Okay, we want to have a balance. Now, thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Okay, I appreciate it a lot. If you haven't considered subscribing, can you consider it, please? Subscribe, share, like, follow, okay, and share it as much as to as many people as you like, okay, because somebody might just use it to help them understand some questions, and assuming they went in and a similar question came in, they'll be able to solve it. Okay, now, and it would be nice to know that you are part of somebody else's success. Okay, now, if the account is not yours, please ask permission from the account holder, or ask somebody to help you open your own account. Okay, that way when we upload the videos, you get your own notification. I think that is the best way. Have your own account and then use it whenever and however you want to use it. Please follow my notes/scripts, will always be in my comment section, because maths is a lot of numbers, and at times, because you might go ahead of yourself, maybe you want to say 700 and you say 70, or you want to say 700 pounds and then you end up saying 700, okay, or you want to say 70% and you say 70, okay. So please, for instance, if I'm working with percentage, 70 will likely be percentage, okay. So please follow my notes, because on my notes everything is on there. So if the pen is pointing here, go by 100, don't go by anything. So if you hear 10, it's not 10, it's 100. Watch last video for recap, and before then, beware of scammers. They are all over the place, okay? Take care of yourself when you are online, okay? And recap, watch last video. We are doing some very interesting questions, okay? Non-calculator, higher. So today, I wanted to share with you some of the simple tricks you can use with non-calculator paper, okay? So you can make the paper less daunting, okay? So for instance, look at these numbers. We saw a similar question in a video yesterday, but I didn't have time to explain. Look at these numbers. 35 at 15 is 50. So 50 at 50, straight away you know it's 100. Okay, so if this is an equation, you have these numbers and it's non-calculator, you can easily do this. Okay, now assuming it came as 235, 215, 250, if you take the last two digits, 35, 15, and 50, that is 100. So 200, 200, 200, 600. So you know your answer will be 700. Okay, these are simple things you can do. Okay, look at this again. 35, 15, 50. That is 100. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. That is 6,000. So in all, straight away, it's 6,100. You don't really need a calculator to do this. Just by looking at the numbers, you'll be able to add it in your mind. It's called mental math. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. There's another one, 37, 30, 50. Now 37, 13 is 50. Add another 50 is 100. Okay, so if I see 237, 213, 250 adding together, that will be 700, because I know 37, 13, 50 will be 100. 200, 200, 200 will be 600, so that was 700. Okay, now 37, 13, 50 is another 100. So 337, 313, 350. Straight away I know it's 1,000. I don't need a calculator for that. So these are things you should have under your sleeves when you go and write a non-calculator paper. Okay, your ability to see all these can help you solve questions quickly and easy. Look at this again. 18, 32, 50. That is 100 again. Okay, some of these questions can come in ratio, in proportion, in geometry. Okay, where you just have to look at the numbers and maybe find a perimeter, so you can do these things without a calculator. So if you know that 118, 132, 150, that is 100, 100, 100, 300, add this 100 is 400. The same way, 318, 332, 350. If you look at the last two numbers, you know those are 100. So 300, 300, 300 is 1,000. Okay, so I want you to go out there and start thinking about this stuff. Okay, because it will make your non-calculator paper very easy, especially find perimeter, proportions. They will give you numbers that you can easily cancel out. Like I shared with you the usage of pi. So if you have 16 pi or 7 pi, the fraction form is 22/7. So the 7s can cancel out. Then you have 22. 22 what? Per centimeters or whatever. And then you finished, basically. Because anything involving pi will either be in circumference or area. Okay, so if it's area, they won't give you 3.148 in a non-calculator paper. They'll give you a radius of 3, 4, 5. So you can solve that. You can find the r squared, multiply by pi. So if they give you a radius of 7, and then you get 7 pi, okay, or 40, 7 times 7 is 49, as we were finding the radius, and they get 49 pi. You can use 22/7 to cancel out and get your answer. Okay, so these are some of the tricks that you should be able to understand if you are going to do some of these things. And it is very handy, because with the non-calculator paper you can easily score as many marks, and the calculator then is not a distraction, so you can easily work your way around, play with numbers, and get what you want. I'm trying to give you the whole thing so that you can see it and maybe copy it out or pause and this thing. Today's question, okay, I was going to give you 4 methods of looking at this. It's called set. Okay, I use one of the starters. It's called sets. We will do them to show you, but one of them was a bit complicated, so I left that out. So we've done that topic and then I'll reintroduce it. So I cancelled it out. But the other 3, I think even without learning set, you can do it, okay? So it's just square root stuff, okay? So they say show that the square root of root 3 plus root 75 all squared is 108. So I will start from here. You can also start from here, but the best way, if you are not good at set, is to start from this and arrive at the answer in the right hand side. Okay, so you start from your left hand side and then finish on your right hand side. Okay, so I'll show you. Now, everything in bracket or squared. So square root of 3 plus root 75 all squared will be square root of 3 plus root 75. 1, and then square root of 3 plus root 75. Okay, this we can break it down as this because of the square. Okay, so this is twice, so I've written it twice. So now I'm going to multiply out. Square root of 3 will multiply everything in this bracket. Square root of 75 will also multiply everything else in this bracket. So now we have square root of 3 times square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 75. Square root of 75, square root of 3. All is plus square root of 75, square root of 75. So I've expanded it. Now square root of 3, square root of 3 is equal to 3. I've done something here. Root of 4, root of 4. So the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 4 is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. That's why square root of 3, square root of 3 is 3. Okay? So square root of 3, square root of 3 is 3. Now here, square root of 75, square root of 75 is also 75. But this is square root of 3, square root of 75. And square root of 75, square root of 3 is the same, just that they've brought one before the other. So this is 2 of square root of 3, 75. So now we are here 3 plus 2, square root of 3, square root of 75 plus 75. Everything else is plus. Now 3 is 2 into bracket square root of 3. 75 is 3 times 25. Okay, so we are breaking this down, plus 75. So 3, 2 into bracket, square root of 3, square root of 3, and then square root of 25 plus 25. But if you look at it, as we have just shown, square root of 4, square root of 4 is 4. So here, square root of 3, square root of 3 is 3. And we know square root of 25 is 5. Okay, plus 75. So we have 3. 3 times 5 is 15, times 2 is 30, plus 75. Now 33, a 3 plus 30 is 33, and then 75. And what I showed you in the starter, 3 add 3, 5 is 8. 30 add 70 is 100. So you have 108. You've done it. That is you showed it here with your answer. So from here, we've gone through our simplification and we've gotten here. Okay, so we said therefore square root of 3 plus square root of 75 all squared equals 108. We've proved that. That is our first method. Okay, now with the second method, okay, it's a lot simpler. Okay, so square root of 3, so I'll start solving again from the left hand side. So square root of 3 plus 75. So square root of 3 plus 75, I can write it as 3 times 25, all square roots, all into bracket, all squared. Now square root of 3 plus 5 root 3 will be 6 root 3, because root of 25 becomes 5. Okay, because 5 times 5 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. Now this is 1 root 3 plus 5 root 3, which becomes 6 root 3, all squared. So now 6 squared is 36. Root of 3 all squared is the same as root of 3 all squared equals root of 3 root of 3, which is equal to 3. Okay, so we have 36 times 3, which is 36, add 36, add 36. If you do that, you get 108. Okay, these are stuff you can do without the calculator. Now this method, it was too complicated, so I will bring this question up again when I've done said with you. So I wanted to leave that out for today, but let's look at another method which I think is simpler. Okay, now we solve for 108 and find and leave our answer as this. Okay, so how did we do that? 108 equals 36 add 3. Okay, now 36 on its own is 6 to the power 2. Okay, now root 3 can be written as root 3 there. Okay, root 3 times root 3 will be 3, because we know that root 4 equals 4, because root 4 is 2, and then root 4 again is 2. 2 times 2 will be 4. Okay, so root 10 will be equal to 10. The square root of 10, the square root of 10 will be equal to 10. Okay, so with that knowledge, root 3 will be equal to 3. Okay, so in place of 3, I'll put root 3. Okay, in place of 36, I'll put 6, and then that'll be all squared. So I've broken this down to that. Okay, we are solving from 108 backwards. Now 6 root 3 all squared. Okay, I can break this down. It's like 6 apples, so I can have 1 plus 5, okay, which will give me 6. So 6 root 3 will be 1 root 3 plus 5 root 3 equal all squared. Okay, now 1 root 3 is the same as root 3. Okay, now this can be written as root 3. If I bring the 5 into the root, it becomes 25, because 5 times 5 is 25. So the square root of 25 will give me 5. So I can write this the same as that. So now I can simplify. Now root 3 plus 3 times 25 will give me 75. Okay, which is which will give me root of 75. Okay, all squared. Okay, so this is 3 times 25, root of 75. Don't forget the root, all squared. So 108, it becomes root 3 plus 75. Okay, as I said, I wanted to show you another method. Okay, and I realized that we haven't done set, but this is the simplest 3 ways I can show you how to solve this question. And this question is also a non-calculator paper. It looks complex when you look at the question, but it's simple if you take it down step by step. So you can solve from 108, break it down, rearrange them, and get to this. Or you can solve from this, okay, and break it down gradually till you get 108. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you today. Okay, with this method, I'll leave it for now and show it to you later. Okay, so thank you very much. Please subscribe, share, like, and follow us. Okay, if our platform is helping you, leave us some nice comments. I'll appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for joining me in today's lesson, and I'll see you in the next.